Hey guys, this is Ben, and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of new components we've just added to the Yanza design system, the Flex Banner element and the YDS Alerts widget. Now, we'll start with the Flex Banner element. The best place to come and see what it looks like is over here on the YDS doc site. If you just search for the Banner Flex element, you'll see we have a couple of buttons here that you can click to see what these elements look like. Here we'll see a top banner. It's got an icon and a message for us about YDS being installed over the weekend. We can click to dismiss that. And then a bottom banner. Similar, an icon with a message about a meet and greet with the Yanza Labs team. Basically, these just allow you to easily integrate messaging and notifications into your UI and service portal. They're quite easy to set up. Essentially, we have a directive called YDS Banner that you can drop into your page anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. It's always going to anchor the actual notifications to the top or bottom of the screen. And then you can set your different options, and anytime your value variable has a value, is non-null, then the message is going to show. And so you can actually set this up with a number of different options, have different icons, different text colors, different background colors, tell it where the position should be, size, and then several dismissal options. Do you want to make this thing static and non-dismissible? Do you want to allow user to click to dismiss it? Or do you want to have it stay on the screen for a certain number of seconds and then dismiss? These are all things you can set up. So it makes it very flexible, and it's a very easy way for you to enrich your applications and your portal pages with active, colorful, configurable UI notifications. So we think you'll find it very useful. After we finished this element, we thought, now, wouldn't it be great if we could bundle an entire alerting engine into YDS? Go ahead and include all that intelligence into an application that's easy to use. So that's exactly what we did. If we come back over to our standard platform view and look under a YDS application, you'll see we now have some alerts modules. And if we click into alerts, you'll see the table. This is basically the inbox into which we drop alerts that will then be displayed in the service portal. Now let's look at one of these and show you what goes into it. And you'll find that these forms are all heavily annotated. So the documentation's there. It'll be easy to understand whenever you're configuring this for your environment. Now looking at the fields, first we see identifier. An identifier is optional, but it allows us to target these alerts to specific places in our portal. The widgets that pick these up can be configured to only listen to specific identifiers, so that we could target certain alerts to an HR portal versus an IT portal versus some other specific internal portal. Gives us some the ability to target these very specifically. The text, of course, is just the text for the alert. This can accept HTML for things like links and bullets, though we do discourage doing too much of that just to maintain a good user experience. And then below we have some of the fun stuff, the appearance, where we can set our colors and our icons and our font sizes, things like that. And then behavior gives us some more options to be specific in how we target these alerts and how they behave. We can actually target these to specific users and specific groups, which comes in handy when you only want a certain part of your user population to see an alert. For instance, a business service may only be in use by certain groups in your user population. We can make sure only those people see that alert. And then our dismissal options here. Is it dismissible? Is it not? We will make it auto-dismiss in a certain period of time. And this one, show once per user, is interesting because it ensures that your users only see an alert one time. Like for on their first login, for instance, we want to give them some information that we never want to show them again. So we'll track that they've clicked to dismiss that alert, and we'll never bother them with it again. So let's leave this active. We'll leave it on show once per user. This is a test alert, and we'll save it. And now, how will we use this in real life? So if we come over to the page designer, we can actually just drop the alerts widget anywhere on here. And different people might want to use this thing in different ways. If you want alerting to be ubiquitous across your entire portal, then you could actually transfer the code from the YDS alerts widget into your header widget. So then it would exist on every page in your portal. In this case, we're just going to put it on our home page. And so we'll just drop our YDS alerts widget right at the top. Doesn't matter where we put it. So there it is. Now here it is up top here. It's actually transparent. We won't ever see this on our main page. We'll just see the alerts when they show up. But we can click the pencil to go and look at our available options. There are a couple. One of these is real time. Now normally the new alerts get picked up on every page load. If we set this to real time, it will poll in the background so that regardless of page load, new alerts will be delivered as soon as they drop into that table. It adds a little bit of overhead to the widget, and so usually we leave that false, but if you have a need for super dynamic real-time widgets, you can set this to true. Here is where we indicate the identifiers that this widget will listen for. If we leave it blank, then it just listens for everything. And then finally, days. This just enables us to see how many days in the past we want to look for alerts. We usually don't care about alerts that are quite old, so we can ignore those if they're more than 7 days old, 1 day old, 2 days old. All right, so now that that's loaded up, if we come over to our main page and reload, we know we have an alert that's sitting there waiting for us. So I'll reload, and that alert should show up. Yep, there it is. It's functioning great. And so I can click to dismiss. And if we recall, I had this set to only show once per user. So now this should know that I've seen that. If I reload, it shouldn't show up anymore. And we can actually reinforce that by coming over and looking at the alert views table, and we'll see, there we are. I've actually seen this. So we know I've seen it. It's not going to show it to me again. And this is all good. We now see that we can manually insert alerts into this table, and they will show up in my service portal. However, the real power of YDS alerts comes when we integrate it with our existing workflows. Now we can automate alerts into our service portal for our users anytime something happens that we want to let them know about without any human intervention. So for instance, I might want to let my users know anytime there is an outage on a business service. In order to do that, I could use existing workflows, I could use business rules, I could use REST web services, anything I want to insert records into this table. And that will then generate alerts that my users will see. Let's look at a simple example of this. If I look at my outage table, I could do something like a simple business rule so that every time a new outage is inserted, we also create an alert. And I've already actually created this business rule here. So if we look inside here, all it is on insert of an outage, spin up an alert record and insert it. Nothing more than that. So now if I go back to my outage table, I'll just pick this electronic messaging outage. I'll change the date to make it a little further in the future. Now if I insert this, it should also insert an alert that I will see on my service portal. So now if I go back, refresh this page, bam, there we go. An outage has been reported for electronic messaging starting at this time. We will notify all users when service has been restored. And then you want to close the loop. So as soon as this outage completes, we would go back and deactivate or remove this alert automatically. So now we have a powerful alerting system that works automatically based on all that underlying data that already exists in ServiceNow. And you can begin to see how this is really useful in eliminating incidents, eliminating calls to your service desk, letting your users know what's going on as it's happening. So we hope you like this as much as we do. It's powerful, it's flexible, and it's super easy to set up, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.